Why is this coming in so fancy? I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know how to make it stop doing that. Hi, I'm Javid. I wanted to do a series of videos on some of the underworked, um, less understood, and generally sort of ignored muscles when it comes to planning workout programs and lifting weights. Things that aren't generally the main visible muscles that people care about, like they would with their biceps or pecs or their shoulders or what have you. And I wanted to just show, how they work, what they do, why you should work them out, and show some workouts for them. So, to begin this first video, what I want to focus on is the serratus anterior, which can be seen just under the arm here. And you can see these little fingers here. Now, if I just highlight these out a bit, now you can see them highlighted in blue here. And these originate from the upper 8 or 9 ribs, and they insert just on the medial border of the anterior scapula, just inside there in the shoulder blade. So they start on the ribs and they end in the shoulder blade. And the function of the scapula, the serratus anterior, is to pull the scapula forwards and around the thorax, which is your general upper body area, your general sort of chest area. And I have an animation for that, which I will show you in a second. Now, the importance of the serratus anterior is fairly prominent, especially in sport-specific professions like boxers, and it does sometimes get known as the boxer's muscle, I believe, because it helps pull the shoulder blade around and forwards like you would in a punch. And it's quite important for that, and those movements can be incorporated into training it. But the most important feature of the serratus anterior is to prevent shoulder winging. And this is because the serratus anterior helps pull your shoulder blade in and flat towards your back. A weak serratus anterior will not be able to perform this function, and that will mean the shoulder blade will kind of peel away from the body. And there's a very good chance that I'm showing you a picture of this right now. If I am not, it's because I couldn't find one. But basically, it's very common in a lot of people. My right shoulder wings slightly, and it's fairly common. It doesn't have a serious effect. It can limit shoulder movement, and it can have a detrimental effect on general posture and strength and mobility in the whole shoulder girdle area. But with a strong serratus anterior, the shoulder blade gets pulled inwards towards the body, like it is in this model, for instance, as opposed to sticking out, and you'd see a let me just refresh this back. Like, you would see the shoulder blade peeling away from the body, which would create a ridge just outside the spine here. You probably saw in the picture that I maybe just showed you, if I showed you a picture. Okay, so let's go to the animations to see what the serratus anterior does with the shoulder girdle. Okay, so here you can see pectoralis minor and our main focus, serratus anterior. You can also see the scapula there and the humerus, the arm there. So the movement that the serratus anterior performs here is the protraction of the shoulder. And you can see it there, or the abduction of the scapula. And this does it with the help of pectoralis minor here. And you can see this mimics the exercise that we performed on the ground before. But the arm isn't crossing the chest at all. The elbows aren't involved in any way. It's just literally, it's almost, as if the scapula here is just pushing the humeral head forwards, and just this straight limb is just moving forwards as such. There's nothing from the spine, there's nothing from anything else, just serratus anterior and pectoralis minor, with obviously our main focus being serratus. Okay, so I want to show you guys a few exercises for the serratus anterior. What's important to remember is that the serratus anterior controls protraction of the scapula and aids with retraction of the scapula, which is what all of our exercise is going to be based around, is protraction and retraction of the shoulder. There will be no elbow movements or anything of the sort needed. So For the first exercise, involves getting into a planked position, and it's important to remember what I just mentioned about not using the elbows, because we're going to get down into a plank position. It's not the best plank in the world. Now we're going to keep our elbows bent. Now we're going to just lower down at the shoulder. So we're letting our body sink, we're keeping our arms and elbows straight, and we're just letting the body sink. And now to push out, we're pushing the shoulders forwards. And the back's going to round a little because you've just pushed the whole shoulders forward. And now we're going to come back and then push up again through the shoulders. It's important to remember that for this exercise, what you're doing now is you're pushing the shoulders forward, that's all. It's just that movement of the shoulder. Another movement involves, similar to the push-up, is you're starting like a regular push-up position, and then you'll go down as normal, and then as you come back up to the top, at the top you'll do what we just did on the other one, push forward at the shoulders. Similarly, you can do just this portion on its own, just by allowing the shoulders to fall back and then pushing out through them, allowing the shoulders back and pushing through them. Finally, and this is what a lot of physiotherapists will recommend you do, is we use dumbbells. Now I might need to adjust my camera slightly to make this work. No, that's fine. So you take two dumbbells, you press them up as if you were doing a chest press. Next up, you just let your shoulders sag back and just fall back against the floor. There you see, just fall back against the floor a little. And then for the movement, we're keeping our arms and elbows straight, and we're just pushing them up towards the ceiling. There's not much range of movement going on there at all, just push up towards the ceiling. Just push the dumbbells up and away from your body. And that's it. So, just to conclude, in relation to the exercises I've just shown you, if you wanted to rehabilitate shoulder winging, if you had shoulder winging and wanted to cure it, I'd recommend doing at least one or two of those exercises about 3 times a day for about 3 or so sets of maybe 12 to 15 reps. If that's too much to handle, then drop the sets a little as you see fit, even if it's just 1 set 3 times a day. But keep it regularly, keep it daily, and hopefully that should fix the shoulder winging you'll experience. For everyone else who just wants to keep it strong and keep it as part of their workout routine, then really it can be thrown into any place in a workout routine. Maybe something like chest day or when you work your shoulders, and I'd suggest doing it towards the end of a workout, and like the others, just keep the same exercises, about 12 to 15 reps, and just throw it in at the sort of the last exercise before you start your cool down stretches. So yeah, that concludes the Serratus Anterior. In future videos I will look at other underexplored, underworked muscles, and if you made it this far, congratulations and thanks for watching.